Man, we love the ICON T10 scan tool from Harbor Freight, but what if it was just a little bit bigger and it had things like maybe like a video boroscope right in the box. It had a wireless battery and charging system tester and a quick charging cradle right in the box. And maybe like it had topology or something like that. That would really be something. Well, look at T8 because the T10 is here. Hey everyone, this is Tom with Fresh Vintage Garage. Today we're checking out the ICON T10 Intelligent Diagnostic Scanner. Huge props and shout out to Harbor Freight for sending this over and sponsoring this video. This is it. This is the big dog, folks. This is the one that Harbor Freight wants the commercial shops, you shop owners, if you're watching this video, they want you looking at this because if you're looking at a Matco, if you're looking at a Snap-on, if you're looking at an Autel, if you're looking at like a Top-Don Phoenix series, this is going head to head with it. So we're going to quickly walk around some of the features on the outside here because I want to get this thing unboxed and show it to you as fast as I can. Looking at this, we have a ton of features. This actually comes with a wireless 12-volt tester. That's a battery and starter and charging system tester. It works wirelessly. That's in the box here. It's a 5.5 millimeter video boroscope. That's in the box here, and also a quick charging cradle, so you're not having to constantly charge this thing if you're using it over and over again day after day in the shop. Looking at the software, 1 year subscription to motor, and then we have 2 years for code assist, and that's 1 year warranty on it. Also, we have TrueFix. That's an upcoming video. That's new software from Harbor Freight, and it's going to be exclusive to this guy and the T8 here, so stay tuned for another video on that. So I wanted to quickly mention a few things I glossed over earlier. This is a 2-year subscription to the diagnostic software, so that's the 2 years in this unit that you don't have to pay for. That's a big selling point if you're out there shopping and you find like a mid-range unit or that $150 special scan tool, so to speak, somewhere on the internet. You're going to pay for that software subscription one way or the other, so it's awesome to see that they have that included here. This has topology as well. That's a huge selling feature for shops. Really, really cool. We're definitely going to test that out. Looking at some of the nitty-gritty things you can do, we have OEM wiring diagrams, and you can actually live data graph and record and playback for up to 16 things. So we're going to be trying. I'm going to get 16 things, and we're going to graph them all on the actual screen. Let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. Kind of an interesting approach here that ICON took is they have everything stacked, because a lot of these you would assume that there's stuff up here, but this is kind of just the top case, and then we have the bottom there's our cables and our charging cradle, and on this top part we actually have our video boroscope and our wireless charging battery testing system. Let's get right into it here. All right, so here is the T10, and just looking at it out of the box, we have our data port. This is our actual USB-C charging port there. Obviously the power button, and then let's just take a look around here. I do see a camera, so we're definitely going to check that out. Maybe we'll record some YouTube shorts or something. But all joking aside, here is where our actual charging cradle goes to sit down. Has a nice kickstand. And just for comparison, let me adjust that there. Here's the T8, and if you are looking at a specific size, if you're interested, just to quickly point out the two, you can see how much larger, and it's interesting because that kickstand, I wanted to sit up higher like this one, but that's all the higher it'll stand up, but you can see how much bigger the T10 is. So definitely the shop owner's tool. If you're interested in the T8, definitely check out the video we made on this. It's in the description of the video you're watching now, but I'm just going to set this back over here. Looking at this guy, let me look at the back of it again. There is a stylus here, so it's kind of nice to have in case you're wearing like greasy gloves or your hands are filthy or something. You're not fudging, you're messing up the screen there. But we're just going to jump right outside. We have a Subaru Forester. We're going to go outside. We're going to start testing. We're going to get into the data on this thing. We're going to actually see how far we can get into the computers. We're going to live data graph. We're going to check out that topology. This thing does have SCA auto auth. I will make that mention. We obviously have a Subaru. We don't have any Chryslers to try, but all that to say, let's jump outside and see what we can get into right now. So we are in our Subaru Forester here, and you can see we have the Bluetooth dongle connected. It is right here on the floor, and there's a wireless connection to this. There's no actual wired connection. Just wanted to shout out, if you buy one of these, stay to the end of the video, because we had to use this to actually get that Bluetooth dongle to actually properly connect, and we're going to explain that in the FAQ section. But we are here with the diagnostics. We're just going to dive right into it, and you can see all the different vehicles in here. We're going to go right to Subaru. Okay, so we have our year, make, and model and the engine size, and we hit OK. Okay, and we have special function and area select. Right now we're going to choose North America. So again, here's our year, make, and model. Okay, here's our actual main screen where we can jump into a bunch of different stuff here. I just want to go ahead and go right into system topology, and let's do a all system code scan. Let's see what happens here. Now we'll speed this up. You can see the topology is working right now, but we'll speed this part up. And we are done now. Just to make note, we did speed that part up like I mentioned earlier. We're going to click on each one of these. Oh, okay, so there are issues. So you see the number 4 and the number 2 there. So in the past, we've had a control module communication issue. So you can see you're getting right down into the nitty gritty of the body control module here. And let's see if that takes us to the body control module, or yeah, okay, so let's go back out here to the main topology, and let's jump over to this here. There we go. Error passive, so power steering actually has a few issues. And you can see not equipped is in the gray, and then the normal. So this is a great visual for a shop owner to show a customer, like, hey, here's what's going on with your vehicle. And if you want to go to your standard list, you can see all the stuff going on here. Let's go to telematics. Okay, so we have loss communication, vehicle dynamic control module, and so on. Now this is where you can see the TrueFix, the code assist, and the web search. I'm going to click on TrueFix. I think this software is not going to function. Yeah, so stay tuned for our video, because this is trying to go to Harbor Freight's website, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit the X on that. Stay tuned for our TrueFix video. It's going to be a separate video because that software isn't quite released yet at the time of the recording. Let's go to Code Assist. So Code Assist should tell us the most common fix that most of your mechanics out in the everyday world have ID'd to actually take care of U0155. So let's see what comes up here. Okay, so forgive the edit and video. We were tinkering with this off camera, and we thought, well, we'll just touch on this, but it won't touch. We can print, so if you are in a shop situation, you want to print out a list of things for the customer to see, like, hey, this is what came up with the car, or the actual reporting. You can choose a printer and add a printer and then print everything out. But quick note, we are in the topology here. Let me hit one more time. There we go. So you can see this same code assist here in the topology. You just have to come in here and touch. There we go. And code assist, let's see what this one does. Really nice feature to have. There's also that web search, which will basically just take you to Google Chrome, and then you end up surfing Craigslist for used cars. So, but that web search option is there. TrueFix, again, the software is not ready yet, but it will be by the time this video is released. So let's look at the system list. I want to get into that immobilizer next, but the system list, you can see this is kind of a listed out version versus the actual system topology. So pretty cool to see the amount of stuff in here. If I just wanted to go ahead and wipe all the data trouble codes, I could. And let's jump into immobilizer, check if the ignition switch is on. Smart scan. Let's try manual selection. Okay, so Smart key, applicable model. Let's do this. Let's click back. We'll do smart scan. Now, I will make a note, immobilizer, there's the immobilizer in the car. There's also, you know, your keys. I don't necessarily know that this is exactly for key programming, but let's take a look here. Combination meter, number of registered access keys, confirm number of keys, 3 keys registered. Okay, that's cool to see. And if you wanted to delete a key off of there, an old key, maybe you sold the car, someone bought a new car, bought the car new, and they just want to wipe all the old keys. System registration, let's take a look here. I do not want to do that because I don't want to break the Subaru here, so we're going to hit no. Let's go ahead and back out of here. And I'm curious to see what advanced function is EMID registration. Some of this stuff, I'm kind of curious, like how often you even see it, but obviously it's awesome that it's in here. ID registration, TPMS, ID read. Okay, so there's the actual different codes for each TPMS sensor. And idle speed control. There's a lot of stuff in here. I saw somewhere in here about the like bi-directional control, so we're going to find that next. We're going to get to live data graphing next. Stay with us because we're going to jump right into some live data graphing after this. All seat unlock option. Let's see what we have here. Without monitoring data. Target value start. Okay, so the door's just locked. Okay, there we go. So horn without monitoring data. Okay, so not touching the horn at all. There we go. Awesome. So bidirectional control does work well. And let's go to some live data graphing here. And here's our live data. Now, earlier in the video, we said this will do up to 16 pieces of data at one time. So you can see all the values here. I'm just going to go ahead and start the car. Just so we have some live real-time data to go through here. But you can see all the different stuff. Forgive me, at the angle I'm at here. Okay, well, I ran out of a list, so I'm going to go ahead and hit graph. Actually, combine. Maximum 8 data. Let's hit cancel. Let's hit graph and see what happens here. Oh, okay, so we just did all that for nothing. Okay, let's do this again here. And we don't want engine. Nobody cares about engine RPM. There we go. Oh, so now it says maximum 16. So let's keep going. I guess we have to choose. Oh, we're at 16. Okay, so. And I will note, that's not what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be one large graph. Let me hit the gas a little bit here. Change everything. You can see everything moved. I wonder if we touch. No. Now, I'm curious because it says combine. So let's just do these 4. Okay, so there. Okay, so let's go for the gold here. Let's do everything. Like, there's got to be a way to do this. Okay, so I guess you can only combine 8. That's what it was talking about earlier. Here we go. Okay. And give it a little gas. Well, that's interesting. Nothing's changing. So after some tinkering here, we restarted the software, and it seems to be fine now. Just shouting out the ICON stylus that it comes with on the T10 here. The angle I'm on here is kind of making it hard for me to touch, but this gives me the ability to get a little bit more precise there. This seems to be working fine now. You can see the numbers are changing, and then when I hit graph, you can see it's a much more active, it's functioning. And then let me go to combine and hit the gas again. So it is working. Not sure what the deal was there on the other one, but let me just uncheck all these. And it's saying don't leave the Bluetooth connector you know, the actual OBD2 connector in the car, and then the customer takes it and throws it on eBay or something and sells it. Okay, so we have reports and data stream. We don't have any data stream in here. Battery and cleanup. So I'm not sure what cleanup is, but let's just click on Subaru and see if anything. So I'm guessing there's nothing to clean up because it won't let us do anything here. But there's our reports that we did here, and that's what we were just looking at. It's kind of nice to know if you were running, you know, dozens of cars through your shop. You could have all this here at the ready. If you have a customer come back, you could check these notes in like 2 weeks or whatever, a month or whatever. But TPMS, we'll definitely have a little bit more of a in-depth, you know, question and answer at the end of the video. So stay tuned to the end of the video for TPMS. But we're going to answer a few questions that we got on the T8 scan tool, and I mentioned that because we were showing this. Let me just show you this here. Like, these are all questions and answers we got on the T8. So we'll definitely have that at the end of the video. But for TPMS, let me show you. This is basically just a manual process. So Subaru Forester 2016. And this is what you're getting. It's the manual learning guide. And so if you read through this, set tire pressure, blah, 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 you get down to number 4. Let me not use my finger. I'll use the actual pointer here. Connect tool to OBD2 ports and upload to sensor IDs. We're not sure what tool they're talking about. Is that the T10, or is it a TPMS tool, or is it some up-and-coming accessory for the T10? We honestly don't know, but we wanted to point that out because this is the TPMS coverage you're going to get out of this unit as it came out of the box in our hands. So we are going to get to the wireless battery system tester and the Boroscope here next, but I just wanted to show you real quick the toolbox. Got a lot of basic stuff if you want to do some initial settings, and if you took photos, your images would be right there. If you do, you can use some software updates in here and other odds and ends. If you need to actually factory reset and restore the unit, you could do that too. Let me show you the home page here. This is the home screen, and this is a full suite. It's an Android 10 system. So if you want to install, for example, there's YouTube. I installed the YouTube app after logging into Google Play. You can watch Fresh Vintage Garage videos. You can also check out our other channel, Fresh Vintage, on YouTube as well. But that's all open and unlocked. It's pretty easy to get to. There's Google Play right there. And something I forgot about, let me show you in the toolbox here. This is repair information, but this isn't like, you know, Identifix is not on the T10. This is just a quick link, and you can see Harbor Freight's website, auto data and stuff. When you click on this, it just takes you to Google Chrome. So you're just going to and logging in with your own account. You're not getting full Identifix, you know, and Pro Demand and all data. You're not getting all that stuff for free with this. It's just taking you to that link. With that, we're going to go outside now and pop the hood, and we're going to do the wireless battery system tester and the inspection camera, the Boroscope. Let's do that right now. So we are obviously under the hood here, and we're going to try the wireless tester here in just a moment. But we just wanted to shout out, we were looking through the software. Earlier in the video, we mentioned there were actual wiring diagrams somewhere in here. And the best we can figure is it's somewhere in these. Is it behind the Identifix? Is it in the actual TrueFix? Sorry, let me get back to the home screen here. Is it in the TrueFix software? We haven't been able to find it yet, and I only make that note because if we find it in the TrueFix software, we'll definitely let you know. But all that to say, we were going to do the actual Boroscope, the actual camera, but we didn't show you this has an actual camera behind it. So if you want to take a photo, and there's a photo if you want to send it to a customer, and same thing, video. I want you to hear, I'm going to ramble for a second. I want you to hear the speaker on this thing. Okay, that should be enough time. So let me show you that actual video. Here, listen to the quality of this. I'm going to ramble for a second. I want you to hear the speaker on this thing. So that's not terrible, but in watching some YouTube videos, it wasn't great either. So definitely don't buy this for the speaker. I'll leave it at that. But let us hook this up, and then we'll get it connected to the actual T10. So we're going to hook these up now, And forgive our bad joke here, but these are not Bluetooth wireless jumper cables. You're not going to be able to like remotely jump the car with the battery in here. But speaking of car, we're going to jump into the car because in theory we should be able to do all this from the driver and passenger seat. So let's jump in there right now. And let's go to the battery system test here. Now I'm going to turn the ignition on. I don't think we need to have it on for this part, but it's definitely powering the actual wireless cables there. So this is an in-vehicle battery test. And I almost chose standard flooded, but it is an AGM battery, so I'm going to change that. And it's 640 cold cranking amps. This is a nice slider. You just go right up to 640. There we go. Start test. And so good recharge. Interesting. We have had the ignition on for a while when we were recording this video, so probably good to just start the car and let the alternator top up the battery. So system test. Turn everything off. Press start. I'm sorry, press test. And then start. There we go. So it passed. That's good. Let's do a charging test. And we'll give the car just a second or two to build up some more oil pressure before we rev it up. And let me rev it up here a little bit. There we go. So on load voltage, everything seems to be looking good here. And let's see here, wireless battery report. Oh, sorry, I thought it said wireless battery. Oh, it does say wireless battery tester report. Okay, so here's our overall breakdown. So it says good recharge. I'm assuming we'll just need to give this thing like a trip up the road or something to actually top the battery up. And if you wanted to save it, let's go ahead and save it and see what it looks like here. And if you wanted to give a customer report, you could do this. Let's just take a look in here. Yep, you could print it or email it to someone. So nice feature to have if you wanted to give a customer a quick, hey, here's what's going on with your battery. And let's jump right into the next guy here. Let's go to the inspection camera. We're going to break out that camera and then see what all kind of nooks and crannies we can find under the hood. So we have the 5.5 millimeter camera hooked up here, and we're just going to hit inspection camera. And the image is going to look funny because I haven't taken the cap off of this, so I'm going to do that in just a second. I wanted to show you what comes with this kit. You actually get a 90-degree mirror, so if you wanted to put this on there to look some other direction. There's also a magnet. This is magnetic, and if I can get it to move in my hand, and will allow you to still see and have visibility. And there's actually a hook. So if you drop something, you kind of had that uh-oh moment where you drop something that will let the hook onto the end there, and you can try and fish something out. But let me set these down, and then we're actually going to use the camera. I'm going to just pull this off of here. There we go. And I will mention that actually threads on and off. So, but there's Jay recording. Hey. So let's take a look and let's go see what we can find here. Now, we really don't have anything to search for. We didn't drop anything. This isn't a real world scenario per se. I was thinking about pulling a spark plug out, but we're not necessarily going to do that. But definitely see the power of this. I'm pretty impressed knowing that this is a something that comes in the box. And looking at the buttons here, I'm just curious. They are getting brighter. Okay, so if you see that, and then there's actually you can take a photo. Okay, so we just took an image. You can hear us pushing the photo button there, so that's kind of nice to see. So let's actually crank this up as bright as it'll get. And we'll just take a look and see. Actually, it'll do video. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so there's actually video, so let's do this. And we're just going to record, see what we can find here. So that is quite handy. That's impressive that this is in the box. In case a rat was chewing on some wiring, you can get a real close look at it. And we'll just get a up-close engine there. There we go. And let's go ahead and stop the recording here. Yeah, I mean, overall, this is a really cool unit. And I like the fact that this button allows you to take now I'm doing another recording, and then you can do that remotely, so you're not having to like hang over the car and then actually push this button. And then having that light, the switch on there is really handy. Yeah, that end, now that we're done with this, let me just unscrew this. And fingers crossed I don't drop that on the ground. But yeah, you can go ahead and screw one of the other pieces on there. Really nice feature to have. So if you're still here watching the video, we just wanted to shout out and say thank you for that. Please like and subscribe. We're trying to grow Fresh Vintage Garage. If you're also here watching this, we're guessing you're probably pretty serious in, potentially buying this. A lot of looky leaves, you're like, oh, this or oh, that, it's too expensive, whatever, and they clicked off the video already. But what we wanted to do in the FAQ section here, if you're still watching, we want to answer some questions, stuff that we actually got on the T8 scan tool video. And if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out because, you're getting, I would say little brother kind of thing, but it's definitely a feature-rich unit. There's no topology and other things. Like this definitely has more, potency and power and things you can do with it. But we're going to answer some of the questions that are on that YouTube video. On that note, stay tuned for our actual comparison video where we actually just talk about Jay and I's personal experience of how we use these, how they interacted, things we liked, things that we didn't like. So all that to say, let me just set the T8 aside here. And I'm just going to go through and you'll see these questions and answers up on the screen here, but I'm just going to read into the camera, so forgive it, it'll be slightly boring. But can I use this tool to do fine-tuning on the timing for a Vortec 350 distributor install like Snap-on? And obviously other things like distributor timing. So per ICON, yes, these can be adjusted, and thanks for watching and subscribing. Per ICON, these can be adjusted. We reached out to ICON on a lot of these questions, and we'll leave ICON's email address in the video description so that if you want to reach out to them, you can ask your own questions, or if you want to leave us a comment and say, hey, can I do this, or what about that? Because we had a whole bunch of random questions here that I'm going to go through, but all that to say, if you want to leave us a comment, we can reach out to them and then get back to you. So let's go to the next one here. Can this do the relearn procedure for, say, a throttle body, electronic throttle control, or gas pedal? And it says it can. So we reached out to ICON and they did answer there. Can the T8 program things, keys, windows, etc.? Can it do a cylinder balance test? Now, this is a little tricky, and what I mean is I always take immobilization or key programming with a grain of salt, and this is probably your number one if you were going to choose like the T8 or T10. This guy's going to do number one, so to speak, but this says it will program certain keys and relearn window settings. It will also do a cylinder balance test. So if you have any other further questions on it, definitely hit us up, leave us a comment, or send an email directly to ICON. Will it have a heavy truck and equipment expansion? Not this specific T8 model will not have actual like a heavy duty, J Pro or type setup. And I'm going to say, at least at the time of this recording, there's no plans that we know of for either of these guys. They will not do, or they have no heavy duty actual, connectors. There's no heavy duty software on here that we've seen. Everything is like OBD2. I mean, you probably get up to like an F350 or F450 or something, but again, that is just generic, regular OBD2 passenger vehicle type stuff. It's not your heavy duty stuff. So just wanted to make that distinction and well known. Can this read and display temperatures of transmissions? I got that a little wrong there, but so per ICON, we do support and display transmission temps, parameters, readings when provided by the PCM or TCM. So keep that in mind. If the computer is actually reading those and putting them out, then this should be able to harness it and actually show it on the actual screen. How are you able to get hooked up to Harbor Freight and get sponsored? Jay and I went to SEMA 2023, and we went to the Harbor Freight booth, and we talked to a couple really awesome people there, and had a great time in the booth. And they said, yeah, we'll send you the T8, we'll send you the T10. Eventually, they're going to send us the T7 as well. But I just wanted to make that known that we did not receive a pocket full of cash. We didn't actually get sponsored in the sense like everyone thinks sponsored, like they get the dump truck full of money backed up to their house. That did not happen. Harbor Freight sent this to us, and they said, if you guys want to make a video on it, you don't have to, but if you want to make a video on it, give us a fair, honest, just free feelings about what your personal experience is with it, and put that all in the video. So that's exactly what we're doing here. How much is a software update after the 2-year subscription is over? Well, at the time of this recording, it's 2024 in August, so I guess we'll check in with you in 2 years, because Harbor Freight does not have any kind of SKUs or any kind of pricing setup that we're aware of for the software updates, after 2 years kind of thing. Can it program TPMS sensors? It won't program the sensors, but has a database of factory relearn procedures. And as you saw earlier in the video, the manual relearn process is what you're getting with this when you say TPMS, when you click on the TPMS info there. So take that with a grain of salt. This is not an actual like a Bartech unit, or it's not an Autel TPMS unit. It is all manual relearn. So definitely take that, make note of that in a grain of salt. Superb acting. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. We try our hardest to actually be truthful and honest here, and make sure we're not feeding you a line of BS, to be frank, because there's a lot of channels that give you exactly that, and just, hey, this thing's fantastic, and you're actually wasting your money on it. So we never want to do that on Fresh Vintage Garage or Fresh Vintage. And that's the last question I have on my phone there, but we just wanted to point out, I mentioned earlier in the video about the serial number and activation code. And what I mean is you have to actually come into the software. Let me just start from scratch here and show you. So you want to go into the diagnostics, and then to actually get this 100% up and functional, you want to log in for your profile so you can actually get your software updates and stuff done. And then your WSM connector, you need to activate it. So you need to click Activate Connector, and then your serial number, I'm not showing the other side because the serial number is on here, but your serial number and activation code, you can actually peel this open, and it's inside there. But once you type that in, this should register with this unit, and then you'll have successful connection where you can actually scan cars. We wanted to make that note here simply because we tried it 3 or 4 times without that, and it just would not cooperate, and it just kept coming up with like a WSM is not activated or paired properly or something. So definitely make note of that if you're still watching the video right now and you have actually bought one of these and you're trying to figure out how to use it. But wrapping up the video, the T10, I'll grab the T8 here. If you're looking for a fantastic experience, if you're looking for software that will let you get deeper into the cars, if you are a shop owner and you're thinking about a higher end Autel unit, if you're thinking about the Phoenix, Top Don series, if you're looking at Matco, if you have the Snap-on guide, banging your door down kind of thing, buy this. Definitely take a look at this. This should be available in any Harbor Freight in the U.S. from what we understand. And if not there, if you can't find it at your local Harbor Freight, it should be on harborfreight.com, but definitely check it out. The T8 is available now, so if you want to go check that out. But at the time of this recording, this isn't quite available. But by the time you're watching this video, it should be available for purchase. But overall, I like it. It's a nice unit. The features, the camera, the wireless battery and starter and charging test unit, that's a really nice feature. And you can tell Harbor Freight poured a lot of time and money and R&D into actually building this so that it can help take your shop and your actual repairs to the next level in your shop. Leave us a comment. Would you buy this? If you wouldn't buy it, why wouldn't you buy it? Leave us a comment. What nuanced things, like, hey, that thing in the shop that just drove me nuts about this customer's car, leave us a question. We'll see if we can get ICON and exact information on your exact circumstance. But with that, we appreciate you watching. If you like scan tools, if you like shop equipment, if you like keeping your cars certified fresh and on the road, Fresh Vintage Garage is your channel. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.